Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to go back to school to learn some of your very first English words, all about the classroom. It's going to be a ton of fun and super useful, I promise.
Before we dive into the main topic, please take a moment to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this explainer, and leave a comment to support the channel. Your engagement truly helps. Okay, now that we've got that sorted, are you ready to learn? Awesome! Let's head to school. Okay, first things first, the most important place. This big building right here is called a school. Can you see that with me? School. Fantastic. This is where all the learning adventures begin. So who do we meet inside the school? Well, the person who teaches is the teacher. Let's try together. Teacher. And the people who learn, that's you, are the students. Your turn. Students. You're a natural at this. You know, a school is a big place with lots of different rooms. First up, we have the classroom. That's where all the lessons happen. Then there's the library, a super quiet place that's just full of books. Love a good book. Next, we have the gym, where we get to do sports and play. And of course, when we get hungry, we head to the cafeteria to eat our lunch. All right, let's dive into our first section, inside the classroom. We're going to take a closer look at this super important room. So, what kind of objects do we see in there? Okay, every single student needs these two things, for sure. You sit on a chair. Say it with me. Chair. And you do your work on a desk. Let's hear it. Desk. Simple, right? It's your very own space to learn. So, if we're going to learn, we definitely need to write. We can use a pen or a pencil. Go ahead and repeat after me. Pen, pencil. Awesome. We write all our great ideas in a notebook. Say, notebook. And you know, what if we make a little mistake? No big deal. We just use an eraser. Your turn. Eraser. Okay, this next part is really important. Let's learn about where things are. Take a look at the picture. The book is on the desk. The backpack is under the chair. And the pencil is in the backpack. Let's say those three little words together. On, under, in. These are some seriously useful words. All right, on to our next section. Let's learn our subjects. So, we know the place and we know the objects. But what do we actually learn at school? Well, let's talk about subjects. Subjects are just the different kinds of lessons you have. For example, in math, we get to learn all about numbers. 1, 2, 3. But in art, we get to be super creative. We draw, we paint. You get the idea. Two very different subjects, and both are a lot of fun. And guess what? There are even more. In English, we learn to read and write. In science, we learn about our amazing world. History is all about learning from the past. And in PE, we get to run around, jump, and play all sorts of games. So with all these options, I've got to ask you a question. Which one do you like the best? What is your favorite subject? Maybe you're a big fan of science, or maybe you just can't wait for PE. Okay, moving right along to our third section, our school day routine. Now that we know about subjects, let's see what a typical school day looks like. Yep, it's time to talk about time. A school day usually follows a pretty clear schedule. For lots of people, school starts at 8 o'clock. Then, later on, we get break time, which is perfect for relaxing and playing with friends. And finally, at 3 o'clock, school ends and it's time to go home. All right, next up, describing people and feelings. Let's learn some brand new words to talk about the people at school and, how we feel throughout the day. So, how can we describe our teacher? Well, a teacher can be nice, smart, or patient. That means they explain things really calmly. And what about a student? Well, a student can be hardworking if they study a lot, or friendly if they love making new friends, or maybe quiet. Which one sounds like you? Oh, yeah. School is definitely a place with a lot of different feelings. You might feel happy when you learn something brand new, or maybe a little nervous right before a test. And sometimes we all feel a bit confused if a lesson is tricky, but that feeling when you get a good grade? Huh, you feel so proud. It's totally normal to feel all of these things. And here we are at our final section, homework and key phrases. We're almost at the finish line. Let's wrap up with two really important things, homework and some phrases that are super helpful in the classroom. So, the school day is over, but wait, there's often one more thing, homework. Yep, that's the work your teacher gives you to do at home so you can practice what you learned. Let's say it together. Homework. Okay, listen up because this phrase is super, super important. If you need to leave the classroom, it's always best to ask politely. So let's say this one slowly together. May I go to the toilet, please? Perfect. And hey, what happens if you feel a little confused? First of all, don't worry. It is always okay to ask for help. All you have to do is raise your hand and say, "Can you help me, please?" Remember, your teacher is always there to help you out. Wow, just look at all of the amazing words we learned today. Let's do a super quick review. For places, we have school and classroom. For people, we learned teacher and student. For objects, we talked about a desk and a pen. And for subjects, we learned about math and English. You have done an absolutely amazing job. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like, and leave a comment to support the channel.